Hi everyone. Come on in. Say hi when you're here. Type hashtag replay if you're catching it on replay. Just gonna give the cards a good shuffle. I was like, it is not October 19th. Like, how did that happen? How did that happen? Crazy. It's crazy to me. Every time I turn around, it's a Sunday. Every time I am floored by the date. Anyways, while you guys are tuning in or you're catching it on replay, I do want to mention this Wednesday is October 22nd, which means we're running the Intro to Oracle Card Masterclass. Like, actually cannot believe that this Wednesday is October 22nd. But the Intro to Oracle MasterCard class is a live interactive class that we go through everything from what are Oracle cards, how do you know which ones to pick out or which ones jive with you, to getting them, opening them up, what do you do with them, and everything in between to be able to pull some cards for yourself, do a reading for yourself or for others. I know not everybody wants to do card readings for others, like I get that, but there's so much value to learning this skill to be able to then receive some guidance, have this tangible tool to be able to physically see the guidance, to confirm your own intuition, give you some directions, help with decisions, that type of thing. And so you don't have to want to do what I do to benefit from learning how to read cards. It's a tool for you to be able to tap in and tune in to your own intuition. And so everybody benefits that. There's a lot of value in that. If this is something that interests you, you can head over to my website at AngelaMcClellan.com or inbox me here. Send me an email. I'll be happy to answer your questions, give you information on this class. That's this Wednesday. That is this Wednesday. For those who already signed up, I will get the class open and links sent out by tomorrow at the latest. I just dropped half the cards. There we go. Hi, everyone. I was just saying, like, how is today October 19th? It is wild. It is wild to me. And I'm looking at my week ahead of what I have on my agenda. I was like, oh, Oracle card class is this Wednesday. I don't know how fast these weeks are going. I just don't know. This Friday, I'll be in English at the wonderful Dragonfly Wellness Retreat. So excited to go and share messages there with you. So we have the class on Wednesday, retreat on the 24th, November 8th. Amherst, Nova Scotia for Messages from Spirit. Live event November 20th. Messages from Spirit online event. December 4th, we have a sold out Sydney show for Messages from Spirit. And December 12th, Windsor, Nova Scotia, which is, the ticket sales are just going so fast. I think we're 70% sold for the Windsor show and tickets haven't even been available for a week. So if this is something that you are in the area or that you want to attend, I recommend getting those tickets sooner than later. Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, so that's all our news here. I'm excited to see what these cards got to say. Oh my gosh, they're just jumbled. I'm going to give them another good go. Hope you guys are all having a wonderful weekend. What about you guys getting a lot of like divine intervention, dreams, visitations, angel numbers, dimes, signs and symbols? Do you feel like that's been in an uptick? Going with five cards. There we go. Yeah, it has been, there's been so much. It, you know, even though I do this for work, I'm still very much like you, getting my dimes, getting my angel numbers, getting my signs and symbols for my departed loved ones. And I was just like, whoa, this is so much more frequent. Like, I am here for it. But I just noticed it and I said, everybody, it got to be the change. It got to be this change that we're in, this energy change. And it has to be the thinning of the veil that October brings. And there is just this kind of, like you say, the shift in the 555s. Yes, I just got a text message from my friend. Show me all the fives she just got. Right? Change. Fives indicate change. I'm just so here for it. I'm so here for it. I have started the 2026 breakdowns, and just as I anticipated, they are chock filled with changes, a lot of life changes, tangible changes, momentum. And so this energy, I think that's what's happening. Our divine team, our loved ones are like, keep going. We got you. Keep going. Right. And so I'm really excited that we're finishing out the year on a high prosperity, time of plenty, answered prayers, desired outcomes. That's the vibe, right? And so we're still trudging along. Some people are in that huge receiving season already, which is amazing, but we are inching, everybody's getting there. So we want to stay positive. We want to expect good things. We want to anticipate answered prayers. Like, we have been through it. Each and every single one of us deserve it. And so we're going to open our minds and heart to receiving it, right? Love this, love this, love this. So let's get into this. This card reading is for the weekly guidance of the 19th through to the 25th. All right, let's get into it. Yeah, so the ego comes in, and which was interesting because even as I was just saying, like, yes, we're moving into a time of prosperity. We're moving in a time of receiving. I literally could feel the energy coming at me, being like, oh, that's not for me. That's not happening for me, right? Which is why Spirit's like, no. We want to expect this. We want to make sure our energy and our dialogue is aligned with what it is that we want, right? And so this is that kind of like when we're on the tightrope, where we're like the old energy and the new energy coming in. The old energy really was like quicksand. It was really like muck. It was really hard to get through it. It was the more that we tried, the more that we would get stuck. That type of energy. Therefore, this kind of defensive, expecting the worst, expecting it to be hard / accepting it, was serving us at the time. We're moving out of that energy. And so if we take that mindset forward with us, that actually works against us and is going to block you. And so the good is changing. The good will come to you in perfect divine timing, right? And so we need to make sure that our dialogues, we need to make sure that we are doing what we can to align, okay, to align with this moving forward. There's the ego card. The ego card loves to wreak a little havoc, right? There's a lot of like, it may want to go into comparison. It may go, my journey's not moving as fast as your journey, or you're getting that and I'm not getting that. And so there's a little bit of that energy that's coming to it. And so if you take that feeling and place it into whatever it is that you're going through, that's actually not, it's actually working against you is what they're saying. And it's making you feel less than, and that's not the truth either, because there's the Queen of Earth, which is saying, you know, you have the ability to make anything more beautiful. You are the answer, right? How many times have we said this over the last 12 months? You are who you are looking for, right? And so if you need to make the changes, you need to start the path, you need to believe in yourself, you need to heal what needs to be healed, right? And so the universe can do what the universe does, but ultimately, are we helping or are we resisting? And that's something that we really need to take a look at, because so many, what I have observed is that we can be in resistance and not even realize that we're in resistance, right? And the parts that you play are powerful, right? And so the universe can give you what you want on a platter, but if you're not ready to receive it, if you're not feeling worthy, if you're attached to your suffering, you're just gonna flip that platter, right? And so there are parts that you need to play, which allows you to step into acceptance, that allows you to step into flow. And I think that this is going to be kind of highlighted this week. For some of you, this is going to be easy breezy, right? For some of you, it's going to be very combative because that kind of belief system or dialogue is very strong within you at this moment. And listen, the belief system, your belief system is just a thought that you have thought multiple times and now believe, right? I'm not lucky. Life is hard. I am cursed, right? Things never work out for me. Belief systems, thought that you just repeated and now you believe is true. You have the power to change that thought and to repeat that and believe that is true. And so it's in your best interest to say, oh, everything's always working out for me. Thank you, universe. Everything is always working out for me. Even in the inconveniences, because they are working out for you. Right? And so it's all about just kind of changing the energy around that. And even if you're not 100% buying into this just yet, just say, I'm open to the blessing and the blessings and prosperity, universe. Right? Just don't fight it. Just open yourself to receiving and let the universe bring it to you and to prove it to you, because they will. They will. Relationships and communications can be a little bit touch and go this week. It's almost like it almost feels like this week is very polarizing in the sense that it's very clear. We're very clearly divided is what it feels like this week. And what I mean by that is it's almost like, you know, this could be you and your partner. This could be you are under the same roof, therefore having a very similar or same experience, right? And yet it's like night and day, black and white. It's bizarre at how different the two of you are moving through this week. And it's interesting because I don't believe that that's always the way that it is, right? And so what's interesting about this energy, and I almost feel like I've never interpreted something like this before. It's almost like there's a clear divide in how we are experiencing this week. And so communications can be very tricky, right? Because you are quite literally having different experiences is how they're showing it. And so and I think that this is very directly connected to what we talked about. Some of us are pumped, we're open, we're willing to receive, we're welcoming in this new energy, we're believing that it's bringing in the prosperity and the changes and the abundance that we've been praying for and working towards. And some of us are on the resistance side. And therefore you guys could both be in the same experience, having life happen, and one is pumped and excited for the future and the other one's resistant and pessimistic about it, right? And so it's interesting to me because I don't feel like I have ever interpreted it over the 10 years that I've been on, almost 10 years that I've been doing these weekly guidances, that there was such like a clear divide in our experience. And so this is going to indicate some choppy communications. This can also, you know, increase probability of spiciness, of irritability, of forgetfulness, misunderstanding. You know, you're supposed to pick up the kids, or we have to go here, right? So there could be a lot of like mixed wires this week. And so what can we do? We can just, again, now that we have kind of like this understanding, hold compassion and grace, double and triple follow up, especially if we're making plans, especially if there's, you know, details and contracts and timelines and deadlines that are in the factor here. That's going to be helpful. Okay. I also think that, you know, off a duck's back when the spiciness and irritability comes in, because it's really has nothing to do with you. It's like the grumpy old man in the grocery line, right? And so there's almost this kind of being like, no, I'm not engaging. I'm not taking on this energy, letting it be type of thing. Okay. There's some abundance There's the good that you do comes back to you, an unexpected inflow of abundance. This is coming in a very warm way. It almost makes me feel like it's warming my heart or like melting my heart. Or maybe I'm a little triggered and a little spicy or a little worked up. And then all of a sudden, you know, kindness comes in, whether it is someone reaching out or saying something kind or compliment or promotion or whatever this is means for you. Okay, it's unexpected, and the timing that it comes in is very particular and very divinely timed, which I love. There's also this sense of going inward, right? Which you may feel like is a little bit, it almost feels like a little bit like an oxymoron type of feeling to it. And so it's like you want to go outward, right? But it's interesting because they said, oh, but we need to listen inward, right? We need to go within. Even though maybe the outside is changing, we need to go in and go, what is it that I want? How does this work for me? How do I feel about this? Right? What's my soul saying about this? And I think that's really interesting. I also think that it's important for you to take time before making decisions, because the energy this week is a little bit up and down, and it doesn't seem very, you know, like, what's the word that I'm looking for? Even playing ground across the lot. I think that it's important that we then take time to kind of navigate before making decisions, especially if time is on your side, okay? We love this. So news we're celebrating. It's interesting as well because we're excited. We're receiving goodness. We're receiving good news, good opportunity. I see a lot of like love. I see almost like, we're so happy for you. Oh my God, we're so happy for you, right? It's like you're receiving, but it's not something that's just private. It's like good news that's coming to you, opportunity, whatever this is. What's interesting as well is I think it makes you a little uncomfortable. It does. I see you like a little bit retreated, and I know that you want to do what's right, but honoring yourself is what's right, okay? And so as long as you're not dimming your light, as long as you're not excluding yourself, right? Out of fear, out of lack of worthiness, out of insecurity. If you yourself just are more introverted by nature, or thank you, but I'm going to celebrate it in more of a private way, or thank you, but you know, I'm not that extroverted with this, that is okay. That's just who you are. And we're going to nurture that, and we're going to love that. Okay. But there's almost this feeling of you being hard on yourself because you are not what you think that they want of you. And that's just all ego, right? That's just all ego. You are exactly who you are. You're exactly the way that you should be. There's nothing wrong with you. Okay. And so it's important for you to hold that compassion for yourself. You will do what's right because you are a person of integrity, right? And so there's no worry about that. This kind of wanting to do what's right is implying that you don't do what's right, which is false. You're a good human, right? And you do the best that you can with where you're at. And that's what's expected. Like that's the standard. You don't just keep put the bar up and up and up and up so that you're constantly behind or you're constantly failing. Honor yourself and do the best that you can, right? With where you're at. And I think that in of itself is going to give you this really beautiful, peaceful contentment energy. And I think that's why this energy this week is just a little wavy, because it's kind of pushing us, and it's either going to kind of like make or break you. And it almost feels like the lesson here is to honor yourself, not abandon yourself. Which is really all the lessons that we have learned over the last 5 years, kind of summed up. And the universe is going, did they learn? Did you learn? Are you gonna grade into this next life room that we're in? But I think that it's important for you to, even with things moving a little bit more quickly, that you take that time and go, okay, hang on. Let me know how this feels to me. Let me honor myself. Because as soon as I go into people pleasing, I'm abandoning myself and I'm prioritizing someone else, right? And so we want to, humans by nature are good. We want good feeling experiences. By nature, we want to be helpful, right? It's this enormous people-pleasing criticism that we put on ourselves, right? That make us feel manipulated to do. If you take the pressure off yourself, you probably would do, right? But we put this amazing, enormous pressure on ourselves. And so just kind of giving yourself giving your nervous system that break. I don't have to, but I want to. Instead of I should, and this is expected, and I get no say, and I just have to do. It's a totally different experience, right? And so it's kind of like giving yourself that freedom and giving yourself that power for you to choose what feels best for you. And so make that time so that you can hear what your soul says or what you feel is best for you. We do want to listen, it almost feels like we're being a little bit indulgent with our energy. We may be burning the candle at both ends. We may be a little spendy. We may be wanting to take on too much. We may be saying yes to everything. We may be a little antsy, right, in this time as well. It's just important to be mindful of what you're doing, what you're taking on, so that you're not overindulging, overspending, overgiving, overcommitting, and then getting yourself caught short or feeling burnt out or biting off more than you can chew. Okay. And so we just want to be a little bit mindful with that. There's also a new beginning that's coming in, and this is coming in, multiple ways. Very much in that essence of this energy turnaround that we have been talking and anticipating, the new that's coming in, that brings the ending to our suffering, the end of challenging times. Things are looking up, a welcomed relief. This is the new beginnings coming in. This is connected to finances as well. So money coming in, financial opportunity coming in, new ways to make money, new ways to move your money, maybe consolidate our money to create a better feeling experience. That's coming in. There is a lot of excitement around this. You have a bit of fear though. And listen, it wouldn't be a money talk without a lot of fucking fear, right? No matter what, no matter where you land on the spectrum of beliefs connected to money, whether you're very indulgent and or very scarce, it doesn't matter. It is huge ego. It's hand-me-down, generations. There's a lot of shame. There's a lot of taboo when it comes to money. Money is just energy, right? Money is just energy. You can manifest money just like you can manifest anything in your life. When we make decisions connected to money, it often kicks up this fear base. And like you say, no matter what you're doing, and so what I say is says who? When this comes up within you, says who? Whose belief is going on in my head? Whose belief, right? Like, where's this coming from? Do I even believe this? Is this my experience? Is this a reflection of my experience? Where's this belief coming in? It does say unfounded. So these changes that are coming, the financial changes that are coming, are here to lighten the load. There's nothing to worry about. But I think there's almost this disbelief because we have been in such a scarce time that now that some abundance is coming, we feel as though we can't enjoy it because it's temporary. I feel like this abundance is just going to manifest into more abundance pretty consistently until 2028. Okay. And so it's not just here and then you're back to not making ends meet. It is continuously growing and manifesting for the next 2 years plus. So it is important for you to keep that in mind. That does not mean go and burn it, but it means lessen that worry around it, right? Lessen that worry around it, I think is really important. And also look at the lessons that you have learned. Look at the lessons that you have learned. Okay? And it's so important. It's so important for us to reflect and go, oh my gosh, I got through that. Oh my gosh, I faced that. Oh my gosh, I did that. Right? And so it is really important for you to have some reflection around at that time. Okay? It looks like it's going to be a really great week. Like I said, this Wednesday is the Intro to Oracle Card Masterclass. If you're interested in learning how these bad boys work, you can sign up for the class over at AngelMcClellan.com. You'll also notice in my storefront, and I have it here in my featured post on Facebook, that we are doing, because it's that time of year, the Adopt a Family fundraiser. Okay. The Adopt a Family fundraiser is a fundraiser where 100% of the money that is funded through a sale of a private session with myself goes directly to the Adopt a Family at OVAC. They have an amazing group of students that then go out and do the shopping. And so we love supporting them as they support the community. $5 a ticket. 100% of the proceeds go to Adopt a Family, and whether you are local or want to do the reading in person or virtual, it's all available. You can head over to my website at AngelMcClellan.com. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you next Sunday.